response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Fastball got him on the inside corner. Called third strike for Casey Mize, strikeout number 7.
The countdown is on. 16 days until opening day. The Tigers play all season long on WSGW. Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy and wet good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Wet is the word. Fortunately for us, it's wet. The further north you get, the more frozen it gets. Some of our folks just to the north of our immediate listening area, we're looking at some freezing rain and some ice. That has pretty well dissipated, broken down, and it's been just plain and simple wet. But you move up into the Upper Peninsula where it's still pretty chilly. It is really a mess up there, and we'll be talking about that in just a second. Currently, we do have 39 degrees at the airport, 40 degrees at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is at 39. Downtown Bay City is looking at 40 degrees. The wind is an issue right now. It is coming out of the east, gusts to 24. That is quite a bit less than what we had seen a little bit earlier this morning before sunrise, when we were looking at wind gusts of over 40 miles per hour in the immediate Great Lakes Bay region. Barometric pressure continues to fall, 29.72. It'll fall even further than that. We'll be down in the 28s as we go through the nighttime hours and during the day tomorrow, because we have not only one but two low pressure systems to contend with. One of them is going to be crossing the central parts of the lower peninsula. The other is moving through Indiana, Ohio, and out into Pennsylvania. The 1-2 punch is what's delivering anywhere from a south to a southeast to an east wind. And again, the two of them working together are generating some pretty strong gusty winds. They are building right now. What's going to be happening later on tonight and early tomorrow morning, both lows will be breaking down. The one that's in Ohio, Indiana, is going to be over into Pennsylvania and eventually work its way into New York State. So it'll be moving quite a bit further away from us. But because of that counterclockwise circulation of air, it's going to be pulling that moisture, looping it up over, and then heading toward Michigan, where the second low pressure system, which will be breaking down but still be there, is going to generate eventually some snow. But before that, it is going to generate for us some more rain, a little bit more scattered as far as the precipitation pattern goes. But Mother Nature is going to work away at it. And it does appear as though if you picked up some rain so far and getting some rain, we're going to get a little bit of a break here. And then later this afternoon, after, I want to say 6:30, 7 o'clock, we'll see another round of shower activity move in. And that will definitely generate thunderstorm activity for the southern 25% of the lower peninsula. And there will be a chance, ever so slight, but a chance in the southern third of the lower peninsula from 69 down, where we could be looking at some severe thunderstorms. Now, for us in the Great Lakes Bay region, I don't think that's going to be likely. We might hear a rumble, but that's going to be about it. Rather complex system right now, and I mentioned about the Upper Peninsula. There are winter storm warnings up there. There's weather advisories. There's forecasts of anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of snow. There's anywhere from up to as much as possibly 1/4 of an inch of ice. And all that activity is centered right now in the Upper Peninsula. But The northeastern part of the lower peninsula and the straits are getting hit with some really heavy snow this hour. Now, all that activity is moving in a northeasterly direction, so it's not going to be an issue for us. But if you do plan on heading north, you get north of Grayling and Gaylord, it's going to be a whole different world up there until maybe 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, when the warmer air is going to have a chance to move up. The low pressure system that's causing all of the snow and, quite frankly, all of the moisture is situated over Wisconsin. And as I said, the other low, which is a feeder low, which is building even more, is down in Ohio. So the two of them are working together, and that's what's generating the weather. So cloudy, rainy. There will be a break this afternoon in the precipitation, but it'll pick back up, especially south of 69, 96, where we will have some thunderstorm activity. 47 is our projected high. 42 is our low tonight. We're looking for sunset at 7:52, sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:32. There will be a real good chance of shower activity here. We'll still have to contend with a wind, but nothing like what we've seen. Tonight, it'll be out of the southeast and then turning to the southwest coming out after midnight tonight. About 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe 10 to 13 miles per hour. That's going to be it. Tomorrow, a southwest wind, 12 to 15 miles per hour. Still plenty of clouds around, scattered shower activity. The low pressure system's moving away from us. So tomorrow night, there still is going to be that chance of precipitation with mostly cloudy skies, 35 for a low, but we'll see some snow mixed in. Now, during the day on Friday, we're looking pretty much at just plain old clouds, but there is going to be the chance, not a real good chance, but a chance of some spotty wintry mix, especially later in the afternoon, because on Friday night, after a high of about 44 on Friday, we'll drop down to 32, and whatever precipitation we get will be in the form of snow. That activity, spotty snow, will continue into the day on Saturday. We'll work our way up into the upper 30s for a high, but on Saturday night with partly cloudy skies, 21 is our low. Sunday, partly cloudy skies. We might even see a little bit of sun. We're going to keep our fingers crossed, but we'll have clouds move in later in the day on Sunday. 34 for a high on Sunday, 21 for a low Sunday night. Then Monday with partly cloudy skies, 38 for a high, 25 for a low. Then Tuesday we'll struggle to hit 40 degrees, clouds, and snow is in the forecast for next Tuesday. Record high in the state was set 1 year ago, 73. That broke a record that was set way back in 1945. The record low, 4 degrees, 1916. That was the year. And as we said a year ago, our high was 73 and our low was 45. The record amount of snowfall on this date is a foot of snow, just under a foot. That was set back in 1968. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. We'll take a look at the markets with Cody Harris from Star of the West. He's standing by. But before we meet Cody, we're going to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Hey, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Something to keep in mind when you're looking at risk management for that crop that you're going to be putting in here shortly, once spring finally squares around a little bit, the Michael Sar Crop Insurance Agency can take care of you. You can reach their agents on their cell phones for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office, 989-868-4722, the Michael Sar Crop Insurance Agency. Cody Harris on the line with me right now from Star of the West. Cody, I had a chance to take a look at the 30 and 60-day outlooks yesterday. Coffee with Corn with Eric Snodgrass with Nutrient Ag. And he agrees. Finally, I got somebody to agree with me. It looks as though April is going to be chilly and it's going to be wet. So we're not going to get in the fields very quick this year, I'm afraid.
Well, good morning, Terry. Yeah, that's definitely kind of the talk of the day this morning. Definitely, you're definitely seeing that maybe affect the wheat market. Wheat market's down a little bit here today. That kind of rain actually was benefiting those crops out, in the northern plains. Even kind of down into the Panhandle and Oklahoma area. Those spring wheat acres were definitely hit hard with a drought earlier. But you're right, kind of got some updated numbers on some corn planting down south. And as far as estimates go, we're right on line, kind of, I guess, with average. But the projection is, like I said, for this whole kind of month of April, looks like it's going to be cool. It's going to be wet. It might throw some hiccups into the game as we move forward. But looking at everything the way it sits right now, Terry, as far as grain prices go, we got cash wheat. Looking at it, we got cash wheat's down 13, 10.50 on the white, 9.90 on the red. New crop wheat is down 12, 10.49 on the white, 9.89 on the red. Cash corn up 3 at 6.86. New crop corn is up 4 at 6.19. Looking over at soybeans, there's a big mover today. Cash soybeans up 20 at 16.52, and new crop soybeans are up 11 at 14.44.
Cody, thank you very much. We appreciate it. You take care. Have a great day, okay?
You as well, Terry. Thank you.
I will. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. Not only the ag futures, but some of the other related features. That's what we're going to be looking at with him. The market report brought to you by the folks at Schaefer and Beerline. If you're looking for a new Ram commercial truck or van, get it from a dealer that's been around since 1852. Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth knows trucks and vans you can buy with confidence from a dealer where family and service sells cars. And they are the Great Lakes Bay Area certified ag dealer, Schaefer and Beerline. And by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of farmers for well over 125 years. 2 locations in Bay City. Also, Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe, Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Doug, yesterday we had a chance to enjoy National Ag Day. We were over in the Grand Rapids area. We had a really good time over there and had a chance to sample some Michigan-made and processed foods, including Hudsonville ice cream. Yeah. Kind of took that pain of the markets off our minds for a little bit over there.
Here, I thought it was National Goof Off Day, so that's what I did.
Well, yeah, that too.
You gotta go with what you know.
So now it's back to reality. What's going on today?
Back to big time volatility. The crude oil's up almost $6 today, so it's trading around 115. Still $15 short of where it was about 3 weeks ago. So we'll see where they take it from there. But they're kind of in control as far as running markets goes. I saw a news story. There's 407,000 new homes on the market currently. That's the highest level since August of 2008. It's different this time, though, they say. And the investment bankers in New York got their highest bonuses since 2006, some $45 billion worth of bonuses. But I'm sure it's different this time going forward, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Anyway, the Russian market is going to open up sometime this week for trading. I know it's still off limits to U.S. citizens, but so we'll see what happens there. And there's 2 Fed governors talking today, and they're both talking about raising interest rates 0.5 point in May. So we'll see what happens there. So here's your numbers. The May corn, 7.55 3/4, up 2 3/4. December corn, 6.73 3/4, up 3 3/4. And September 23 corn is 612, up 5 3/4. The May soybeans 1716 up 19 1/4. The November soybeans 1507 1/2 up 9 1/2, and then November 23 soybeans 1345 up 4 3/4. The May wheat is 1106 1/2 down 11 3/4. December wheat is 1032 1/4 down 5 1/4, and then July of 23 wheat is 895 1/2 down 10 1/4. Crude oil 115 even up $5.73. Heating oil is 378.20 up 18 1/2 cents. Gasoline is 344.42. That's up 11 1/4 cents, and that's probably about $4.10 a gallon at the pump. Natural gas is $5.31. That's up 8 1/4 cents. Canadian dollar. The U.S. dollar gets you $1.25.57 at the border. That's down 11 ticks. The yen is at 121.02, up 22 ticks. The euro is at 109.98, down 29 ticks. The dollar's at 98.67, down up 18 ticks. Gold's at 1929.20, up $7.70. Silver's at 25.10, up 21 cents. And platinum's at 10.19, that's down $6.10.
Over in the Grand Rapids area, we were paying, I think it was $3 or $4.19 for regular gas. So we kept going because my wife's car uses the E85. $3.49 a gallon on the expressway for E85. So I didn't have enough cans in the back of the Durango to hold all that, but that looked pretty good. I don't see that. It really varies, E85 as far as cost goes.
Yeah. But, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
I think it'd be that way near Carroll because of the ethanol plant there. But
you'd think. Well, why don't you just pull around there and siphon some out of the tank?
Absolutely.
That'll work. Doug, take care.
Okay, you too.
Talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. When we return, Scott DeVries is going to be joining us with Nutrien Ag. We're also going to be talking to Jerry Samolsky, but all of that after this.
How do you make the most of your land? Well, it depends who you ask. If you ask the Wrens or the Caggianos, who run with us on John Deere mowers, they'd tell you.
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
Get as much done in advance as possible.
I jump out of the house, a cup of coffee, and I'm at work.
But the Upshaws, the Hubbards, and the Allens who work behind the wheel of John Deere compact tractors would say,
something that's worth doing isn't always easy.
If it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
And most of all,
I make the earth take the shape that I want it to take.
Then there's the Nelsons and the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their Gator UTVs.
Important to just take it one day at a time.
You can't be all working up, right?
The most fun we have on the Gator is just ripping around the property.
It's a way of life.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's 11 locations in Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Carroll, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Rochester Hills, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Scott DeVries joining me right now with Nutrien Ag. Scott, we had a chance yesterday, as I mentioned, over in the Grand Rapids area to take a look at the apples and the cherry farms over there. I am amazed at the size. I mean, I'm in agriculture, you're in agriculture, and I'm sure you've probably seen some of these farms, but the investment that these people have put into those trees, and what do they wait 10, 12 years for them to really begin to kick in and produce?
Well, yeah, Terry, it's amazing being from the Saginaw Valley and everything we do on row crops. We many of us don't realize that the specialty markets that we have in Michigan, well, it's fruit and vegetables, but the orchards over there, what they bring to Michigan and agriculture is second to none. And from the apples, the asparagus, the cherries, peaches, blueberries, it's phenomenal for the investment. Even hops are starting to make a play, but they don't have the acres some of these other crops have in Michigan. But, it's probably a great part of our state, that diversity.
And of course, folks at Nutrien, you take care of agriculture all across the state. What should we be looking at here in our immediate area? Hopefully, we're going to dry out here soon.
Well, I'm hoping we dry out here soon too. In the past we've been planting sugar beets already, but in the supply challenge world that we're in today, this little bit of rain, it might be a little bit of a blessing. We got some just-in-time deliveries that are going to be showing up here in the next week or so that maybe would have hampered us in some of our ability to get all of our sugar beets in the ground. So some insecticides. But the good news is, actually, from my seed, I think some of the supply constraints are actually loosening up. I think we've done a really good job of finding more glyphosates for our Nutrien customers, and a lot of the other residual components and chemistries we're coming through, and we're going to be pretty reliable this spring. I feel pretty confident on that.
So as we're getting closer to crunch time, it looks as though our supplies are beginning to loosen up a little bit, huh?
Well, I think that they're being delivered. We've been resourcing and working awful darn hard to get what we wanted, and products showing up. And it may not be here all right now, but what's going to be delivered in the next few weeks, few months, even into summer. I mean, we still spray a lot of glyphosates, a lot of glufosinate for Liberty, even into July. So we're going to have product phased in all the way through here, and we're going to make it, and we're going to be okay.
Great. Scott, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
I hope you all do as well. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Scott DeVries with Nutrien Ag. Jerry Samolsky joining me right now over at Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. Jerry, what should we be trying to get done right now?
Yeah, trying is right. The rain's going to make it a little bit difficult. But on the other hand, unlike a farm field where they're usually out pure sun, they kind of come out of the frost a little bit even more evenly than we do, because we've got trees and houses and everything else that will shade and help slow that frost and freeze from coming out of the ground. So this warm rain is going to help us get some of that freeze out on the north side of buildings and whatnot. So that's a good thing. So we get out and get those yard cleanups done, and get ready for the pre-emergent, your beds. And again, I keep saying it, prune, prune, prune. Now's the time. You can get out and see things. Last year about this time we were doing lawns. It was that dry and that far ahead. That's not even in the next week or two future, the way we're looking at it. So,
yep, the difference of one year versus the next, isn't it, Jerry?
Absolutely.
You take care. Have a great day.
Yes, sir.
I will, too. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center.
Mr. Farmer, does the cost of fertilizer have your head spinning? Maybe it's time to look for alternatives. Now's the time to see what Dairy Dew can do for you. Dairy Dew? Dairy Dew offers compost blends made with chicken manure, gypsum, and several other natural ingredients that will bring health back into your fields. As a matter of fact, Dairy Dew features a mix of compost blends, granulated fertilizers, and liquids that will help to restore nutrients and good biology to your soils. No matter if you're a conventional farmer or organic farmer, Dairy Dew is for you. Dairy Dew liquids like Kelpful and MCI Corn Starter will benefit your plants. The soil health experts at Morgan Composting have been helping farmers with their soil health for over 25 years. Put that expert know-how to work for you. Don't let today's fertilizer costs get you down. Now you know the best option. Learn more by visiting dairydew.com. Get your orders placed now for spring. Put Dairy Dew to work for you.
Healthy plants come from healthy soil. Healthy soil comes from Dairy Dew.
Along with me, Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Craig, we've talked before about sub pumps and that sort of thing. Got a funny feeling those are going to get a pretty good workout over the next few days. But I know there's some important things to take care of, and one is putting things away from the winter season. What's your advice right now?
Well, right, Terry. Most of us are in spring mode since it is officially spring now, but I'm sure there's going to be a few folks heading to the UP to chase some of that new snow. But the rest of us are working on putting our snowmobiles and winter toys away. And you may be thinking you're going to reduce the coverage on those items for the summer. Some companies allow you to do that. Some do not. And the ones that do, you got to be extra careful because it's a little different than storage on vehicles like cars. You take the coverage off your snowmobile and just put it in storage only. If you bump it with something in the shed or the garage, it may or may not be covered depending on the company you're insuring with. It doesn't always work the same as it does with cars. So make sure you're asking questions or your agent is talking to you about that when you're thinking about reducing the coverages on those things. You don't want to have something fall on it in the summertime and find out you're not covered.
Boy, good advice. I never thought of that, but yeah, it is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the same with every insurance company, so that's why you have to ask. Some do it one way, others do it the other way, and you just got to make sure you know which one you're dealing with.
Good advice. Craig, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
Thanks, Terry. You too.
I will.
Looking for a career where every day is different? Got a knack for working on farm equipment? We're looking to grow our team. Hudson Inc., your local John Deere dealer, is responsible for keeping farmers of America running. Honest, dependable, and self-reliant mechanical technicians is who we are looking for. Hudson provides continuing education, tool allowances, and benefits. If you're interested in becoming a part of the Hudson team, go online and search Hudson Inc. Careers for more information.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. New parts for old tractors available for you today at 800-234-3280 or go to their website, steinertractor.com. And by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They've got lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more available. All you got to do is check them out at any of their branches or find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. 12:30 update. We'll go through some precipitation amounts, but now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Biden, before heading overseas, said the Russian threat to use nuclear-style weapons in Ukraine is a, quote, real threat. NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg agrees.
We see the rhetoric, the attempts by Russia to create this pretext and accuse us and Ukraine for preparing the use of chemical weapons.
NATO estimates now up to 15,000 Russians have been killed in a month of fighting. CBS's Zed O'Keefe says President Biden's first stop in Europe is Brussels.
NATO is officially calling this an extraordinary summit because it normally takes months, if not a year, to arrange for the 30 world leaders to get together here. There will also be meetings with the G7 and the European Commission. And what's on the agenda? Well, among other things, they're going to be talking about new sanctions against Russia and also finding ways to bolster the ones that have already been put in place to make sure that oligarchs and others being targeted don't evade the punishment.
Mr. Biden will also visit Poland, where more than 2 million Ukrainians have sought refuge. They're assessing the damage today in parts of New Orleans, and that area got battered by tornadoes. Gabriella Rivard lives just east of the city.
It just felt literally like we were being shoved and that everything was exploding around us.
2 deaths are blamed on the violent weather. WCBS meteorologist Craig Allen says other parts of the South are on the lookout.
Now it's primarily the lower sections of Alabama and into the Florida Panhandle, and then severe weather will be spreading into portions of northern Florida as well as Georgia during the course of the afternoon.
Day 3 of Senate confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson.
My philosophy is one in which I
look at cases impartially, consistent with my independence as a judicial officer.
The Supreme Court declines to say whether Justice Clarence Thomas is still hospitalized. He was due to be released by sometime last night. Moderna is first out with what it says are good results in tests of its COVID-19 vaccine on babies and toddlers. CBS's Dr. David Agus.
The hope is that this will provide protection for hospitalization from children. Pfizer is proceeding with a 3-shot vaccination program for children this age, and their data will also be available shortly.
There have been protests in Jamaica as Britain's Prince William and wife Kate pay a visit. Demonstrators are demanding an apology for slavery and reparations.
How these two young white people now going to be here saying we are going to bow and kneel to them? Those days are done. The monarchy is a relic.
There has been a movement to remove Queen Elizabeth as head of state in Jamaica. Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 247 points. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
38 degrees at 12:03. Good afternoon. I'm Ann Williams. A man who pleaded guilty to